differs from the animal only by a little. Most men throw that little away. Confucius. If you happen to look at the wild planet from above, you may see little two-legged creatures scurrying about their business, hither and thither. In a mall, for example, one may find people buying scores of things: foods, clothing, footwear, fashion accessories, phones, sunglasses, computers. The options are endless. Has anybody ever wondered about the afterlife of the empty cans, bottles, packing materials, plastic covers and other insignificant litter and domestic refuse, mankind's garbage that ends up in trash cans? Of course, it's dumped in a garbage collection center where it's either burned or buried, one would rather say. Do we care to think any further? The answer is a sad no. The explicit adaptability of Mother Nature helps animals, birds, insects, and plant life condition their wastes into various other forms without affecting the purity of resources. But alas, man, though he is superior by his overconfidence and negligence, has brought about extensive damage to the basic elements like water, earth, air, oceans, and forests by not adhering to effective waste management processes. A quote from the Mahabharata says that truth should be pure like the sun, with the 5 elements of nature around it. Well, 3,000 years after that epic was written, man has indeed ravaged nature. Nature is not our enemy to be raped and conquered. Nature is ourselves to be cherished and explored, says Terence McKenna. Is this garbage recycling? The flies and insects that swarm the waste bins on the roadsides enter our homes and make it unhygienic. We hastily throw used straws and plastic items which clog the sewages and waterways of our cities. Well, it's time we wake up to the necessity of proper waste management. From ordinary vegetable and plastic wastes from our homes to industrial wastes, electronic wastes, and radioactive wastes, all need effective waste management. Even as you're watching this, but life has to go on. Just as we cannot stop industrial and technological development, remember, we also cannot deter from waste management. The District Collector.
During the conceptualization and the implementation, especially the initial implementation of the project, a lot of efforts were taken by the project director DRDA. In any such project, the first problem we face is in convincing the community, and especially convincing the Panchayat President also that why it is important and why we need to do it. I think an excellent work had been done, and the honor which has been conferred on the Panchayat President by the Government of India, we take it as acknowledgement of work done by our officers. It was only with the support of the community, the people, that Kurudampalayam has been a success. And from the DRDA Coimbatore, we are looking at replicating this success story with little bit of tweaking wherever required in 106 village panchayats across the district.
A world of wealth now lays in waste. Just take a look at all the trash around you. Are they really trash? All trash is part of something that had once been useful. Don't you agree? Well, for one, let's look at a classic example of a wasted eggshell. Do you know that it contains nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and calcium that make it nutritious manure for plants? This is just one of the many things that the unique Kurudampalayam village panchayat near Tudiyalur in Coimbatore is accomplishing a silent strategic revolution indeed. From waste to riches. By actively integrating sustainable waste management practices through engineering and product development, this DRDA initiative, partnering with self-help groups and NGOs, is successfully converting Kurudampalayam's day-to-day residential waste into wealth and products of use. What is now proved was once only imagined. Kurudampalayam Panchayat, a social awareness campaign with magical solutions. Project Director, DRDA, Mr. Ta Murugan.
SLRM is the acronym for Solid and Liquid Resource Management. Though the government order refers to it as Solid and Liquid Waste Management, we don't look at it as waste. We feel this has ample resources and would probably refer to it as misplaced wealth. If processed the right way, the money one can make out of it is sufficient enough to run this process effectively, which is one of the primary reasons why we refer to it as Solid and Liquid Resource Management. We also refer to this Solid and Liquid Resource Management as Advanced SLRM. The advancement we are talking about can be categorized into three diverse points. The dustbin concept is the first one in Advanced SLRM. The second concept is the duck concept, wherein we rear ducks. Disposing of organic waste is a major problem. Inorganic waste can always be processed, washed, arranged and can be sold even after a month. But the case of organic waste is totally different. Organic waste from houses, hotels, marriage halls, if not disposed of on a day-to-day basis, leads to major problems. Because of the active coordination and excellent teamwork between Mr. C. Srinivasan for technical support and Mr. Naresh Kumar for project sustainability, the Advanced SLRM project has turned out to be the most effective and permanent solution to waste disposal apart from being sustainable.
As you can see, this is a serene village with a populace of 16,000 comprising of 8 wards. It stands tall as a role model with a well-established systemic cyclic process for waste collection, segregation and recycling. The nuance of waste segregation. After the awareness, orientation and training given to each family by the Panchayat President, Ward Councillor and team, the collection of organic and inorganic waste from each household has become easy for the 36 and odd workers who collect wastes twice a day in exclusive battery-powered vehicles specially designed for the purpose. These batteries are charged with solar panels. Mr. D. Ravi, the award-winning Panchayat President, an eminent personality.
SLRM was brought in by our Honorable Chief Minister under Section 110, which is being efficiently adopted in our Panchayat, wherein we turn waste into wealth.
The biodegradable waste goes into the green basket and non-biodegradable waste goes into the red one. The second level segregation happens at the Waste Segregation Center, a shed where a total of 20 different category buckets are used for the segregation of organic waste and 27 buckets for inorganic waste. The organic waste is divided into 18 subcategories from oil items, citrus peels and coconut husks to eggshells. Coconut waste recycling. The organic wastes are used to produce many products which are used within the center, and other waste such as like the coconut sponges are sent to rope making units. The shells are used to manufacture ice cream boxes and mosquito coils. Eggshells recycling. The eggshells are washed, dried and ground, and the powder is sold as fertilizer for up to Rs 400 per kilo. Fruit peel recycling. Citrus fruit peels are processed with many components like soap nut oil and cow dung ash to produce toilet cleaning liquid and dishwash powder that sells from Rs 50 to 90 in the market. Let's see how the organic wastes that are not suitable for direct use and also not edible for cattle are being manipulated. Mr. Srinivasan, the technical designer behind solid and liquid resource management.
Solid and liquid resource management is absolutely essential, like hospitals, police stations, and ambulance services. This is a permanent solution to waste, whereby waste is turned into wealth.
Enter the compost bed process, indoor and outdoor. Ducks and frogs play the role of fishes in eliminating the larvae in the outdoor compost bed. Usually set on the ground 9 feet by 3 feet in a rectangular form, the same process is repeated along with garden wastes too. The duck cycle is quite interesting here. Feeding on larvae, the ducks lay around 24 eggs per month. Ducks usually don't incubate, so the task is left to the hens. Duck eggs are sold at Rs 8 each as they have medicinal values. Cattle are another catalyst in the recycle chain. A dozen cattle feed on about 33 kilo of organic waste and produce about 15 kilo of cow dung a day. Cow's urine has commercial value as a fertilizer and is sought after for its medicinal properties too. Panchakavyam, the value addition. Panchakavyam is an organic fertilizer. This amazing natural fertilizer strengthens plants and gives better yield. It has been tested and certified by Alpha Labs for authenticity. The insect repellent, Puchuverati, is another indigenous product made by processing 10 liters of cow's urine, neem, papaya leaves, custard apple, chaste tree, and crown flower plant leaves. The alternative fuel, methane gas. With gas prices skyrocketing by the year, Kurudampalayam revels in its production of methane gas, a cost-effective alternative to cooking gas. 300 kilos of cow dung is enough to fill a commercial cylinder with methane gas. It is a process of mixing cow dung and warm water at 50 degrees Celsius in a ratio of 1 kilo to 1 liter, along with food and fruit wastes rich in carbohydrates. This avoids the mixing of sulfur and carbon dioxide, and the gas burns with a blue flame. This mixture is filled in a 7 feet tall main tank and maintained to produce methane gas, which is circulated via 6 different tanks of various sizes, having 1 inlet and 2 outlets each. The methane gas flows out through one of the outlets to the storage balloon. The remaining slurry with methane overflows to the next tank, and in the process, almost 85% of methane is extracted from the waste. Stored in a gas balloon of 60 cubic meters, it is supplied to the community kitchen for cooking food for up to 250 people. The Self-Sustainable Vermi-Cast Production Center. The methane extracted slurry is passed on to the Earthworm Production Center, dried for 72 hours, piled in sunlight for 10 days, and watered twice a day. It is then powdered and fed to earthworms. African earthworms are brought as a one-time investment because they effectively reproduce and easily produce phosphorus, potassium and nitrogen. The vermicast production beds, measuring 10 feet by 5 feet with a tank 3 feet deep, is designed with a slope so that the liquid slides down to an underground tank with a filter. The earthworms eat, excrete, and reproduce in these 17 tanks and produce an average of about 400 kilos of fertilizer. Isn't that amazing? The top layer is collected by hand on a daily basis, piled on the ground, sprayed with water mixed with cow dung, thus forming 10 layers of 40 kilos each, covered by a jute sack and left for 45 days to decompose. Eventually, the sack disappears and forms a cocoon of about 40,000 earthworm eggs. Behold the wonders of nature. The liquid collected in the underground tank is known as vermiwash, a fertilizer that is effective in increasing the lifespan and yield of plants. Mr. Naresh Kumar, General Manager of Sanitation Bureau.
The reason for the success of this project is the introduction of electrical vehicles. Ours is the only country where people who litter are respected more than the ones who clean them. If this project has to succeed, this scenario should change. When sanitary workers drive the electrical vehicles, they gain respect, which paves way for easy collection. The second important point is that the vehicle does not need liquid fuel as it is propelled by electricity. Compactness of the vehicle enables traveling around nooks and corners of the village panchayats for collection easier. The man behind all this is the most respected additional director, Mr. Tha Murugan. He is the brain behind electrical vehicles for sanitary workers.
Tertiary segregation of inorganic waste. One may now ponder about the tons of paper, cardboard, Tetra Paks, plastic, aluminium, and rubber products that are thrown away every day. These inorganic wastes are split into a mind-boggling array of subcategories based on their commercial usage and value. Waste management is perhaps the most pressing problem that a developing nation like India faces. The solid and liquid resource management system at Kurudampalayam converts waste into resource. We all believe that change is the only constant. Imagine what a system like this could do for your community, turning waste into a commodity with real value in the marketplace. Kurudampalayam Panchayat is the ultimate example of that old expression. One man's trash is another man's treasure. This trash can be a treasure for all if only we get into action. And the time is now.